Okay, we'll just start talking. We'll just start talking. Because I was just gonna
Yeah,
say we
so
gotta describe everything as if it like no one can see.
yeah. So we're chilling, we're chilling. We might as well just keep this in the video.
I say we just get a good intro. This isn't part of it yet. Okay.
Okay, okay.
All right, bud. Let's get it. All right, guys. Episode 3, Avian Origins. Back at it again with the boys and everyone.
All right, so this episode
It's brought to you
we'll be
by.
talking we're talking about the clans within the regions.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We,
sir.
we got a little later start on the night tonight, boys. I had to hit up a little rehearsal dinner for a little upcoming wedding with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So this week it's gonna be a little less on the footage, but we're gonna keep the daily uploads flowing.
Yes, yes.
Persevere out here.
You guys gotta let us know how long do you like these videos? Do you like them 15, 30, 10 hour? We went kind of crazy with that hour long first video, and what are you gonna do?
All gas, no brakes over here at Avian, boys.
Okay, so yesterday we talked about the regions and the world, and so yeah, we're gonna talk about the clans today. Um, Real quick on the yesterday's video, we kind of messing around. We recorded our desktop and we're showing that in and out on the video. Took a long time to edit that, and so one of the things that Fletch and I came up with was on these going forward, I don't think we're gonna do any sort of like showing the desktop, unless it's like, yeah, we're not gonna be showing anything on the desktop. Fletch is going.
I'm just like,
You're going
I'm like,
podcast mode. You have to talk to your mic all like like.
and I'm all extended over here.
But anyway,
It's kind of nice though.
we're gonna keep going on this podcast as if, I mean, it is a podcast. That's kind of what I was gonna say, is like only audio and video here on YouTube and on Instagram Reels and stuff, but we're not gonna show any of the desktop. We're not gonna show you guys what we're doing. We're gonna describe it verbally. And so if you want to see what we're doing, you gotta go check out our Instagram. You gotta go check out our website, stuff like that. Which, don't go to the website unless you want to see what.
Check out TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
For little teasers of what we're doing.
Yeah.
On visual side of a computer.
So we're gonna do our best to just really describe it with our beautiful voices here, and we'll just keep going, okay? Okay, so started off at the top, but at Ripcrest.
Yeah, so back at Ripcrest, let's get a little recap on what Ripcrest is. It's kind of like a coastal meets ocean. You know, it's nestled between rolling hills that stretch along the rugged coastline.
It's adorned with towering cliffs that reach toward the heavens. Cliffs of the Ripcrest are formidable and awe-inspiring, and their weathered faces. Their weathered faces carved by centuries of wind and waves, forming intricate patterns and rugged formations. And from a distance, they appear as sentinels guarding the realm, with their imposing presence juxtaposed against the vastness of the sea. So if you're following along, you're imagining. So a rocky coastline, kind of mountainous, big cliffs, lots of crashing waves, and below the cliffs, yeah, the ocean crashes against the rocky shoreline, its foamy waves surging and receding in a rhythmic dance. The salty sea spray mingles with the invigorating coastal breeze, carrying with it the sense of brine and the freshness of the open sea. So
it's like
trying to paint a picture for you guys here.
I know. We use chat for this description. It gets real in depth with it, boys, and we just love that.
Okay, so and Ripcrest and all the regions, there's currently 3 clans, okay? So we're gonna hopefully try to get through 3 regions today, so 9 clans.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna kick it off with the first clan. Take it away,
within Ripcrest.
Yeah. So
the first clan that we're gonna go over within Ripcrest is gonna be the Marisong clan. And let me just give you a little overview. The Marisong clan are an enchanting avian species found exclusively in the cliffs and caves of Cliffside. Along Ripcrest.
Ripcrest. That was Cliffside was the first code name. We haven't
fixed that. Christian, can you actually, I'll get in here.
Yeah. I'll fix it as you
along
go.
Rip Crest.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll give you some
I was gonna
access.
say access, please.
Go.
Thanks, bud.
So, the Marisong possess lustrous feathers in an array of oceanic shades, ranging from iridescent blues and greens to shimmering silvers and pearls. Marisong have a delicate and ethereal presence, exuding a sense of tranquility and serenity. And they possess a deep connection to the sea and are known for their enchanting songs capable of mesmerizing others. And Marisong are known to be very wise and empathetic, serving as a natural mediator and caretaker within their community.
Yeah, so right off the bat, it kind of reminds me of like sirens in the ocean, kind of
Mm.
enchanting. Why are we both doing this swaying? And so this was this the very first one we came up with, bud?
This one,
I don't think it was. Maybe it was. This is one of
I
those.
think I know. I think we had another name for it.
It was like the Avis siren. I think that's
Yeah,
why.
it was. Yeah, it was too close to Avian.
Yeah, and so this is one of the times where we use chat to like really help us with the naming, and it kept giving us weird ones like tide caller and things like that. That's not that weird, it's kind of sick. But this is one where we said, hey, give us a name that has to do with that incorporates the Latin meaning or the Latin word for sea or
Mm.
ocean, and that's Mar, and it gave us that cool one, Marisong. So this clan here, what are they? They're known for their gentle and nurturing nature, always seeking to bring harmony and tranquility to their surroundings, very wise and empathetic, deeply attuned to the emotions of others, and have a natural ability to provide comfort and solace.
Mm.
Hmm. And
So they're
so,
very neutral. Very. They just flow like the water out here, boys.
yes, 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 yes. Okay, bud.
So after that, after kind of listening and hearing about the Marisong clan, we're gonna then eventually associate classes to an avian within that clan.
Hmm.
So so we're just kind of starting from the bottom up here and going over the clans, but then there are eventually going to be avians within this clan that carry on different attributes and weapons and take on different classes and roles.
Hmm. So a very like natural class from an avian in this clan might be like a cleric class, like a healer, somebody that's very good at mending wounds and protecting their teammates and healing them and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little teaser
Nice.
for you.
All right, so we're going on to the second clan within Ripcrest, and this clan is going to be called Talonborn.
Talonborn.
And Talonborn are a formidable avian species that thrive in the rugged cliffs of Ripcrest. They embody the raw power and resilience of birds of prey. Talonborn possess broad, muscular wings and sharp talons, symbolizing their predatory nature. They showcase a combination of earth tones, blending shades of rich browns, fiery oranges, and deep russets. Talonborn are renowned for their exceptional combat skills and unwavering bravery. They are fiercely loyal and protective of their territory and loved ones.
So these guys are kind of like the fighters, the intense protectors, it seems like. And Talonborn just sounds sick. I think that sounds
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
I feel like their intentions are a lot more like intense instead of like a little different from the Marisong, which is a little more caring and empathetic.
Hmm.
Talonborn are a little more ruthless.
They're fiercely loyal. And so
But oh, you're gonna go?
I was just gonna say, so they have a strong sense of honor and duty, valuing loyalty and protection above all else. Fearless warriors driven by a deep desire to defend their territory and loved ones. And so what we're kind of doing here is we start out with the background of the clan, and then we get a little bit into their personality as like as of the clan as a whole. And so they possess a tenacious spirit and an unwavering determination in the face of adversity. And so,
Mm.
like Fletcher said, they're very intense and focused in combat, but they also have a strong sense of camaraderie and value the bonds of their community. So these guys are
Mm.
like the protectors, the loyalists, and they're gonna. I would like to have a Talonborn on my team if we're having to fight
When they're
somebody.
not fighting, they seems like they kind of kick it back with the boys. A couple brewskis with the boys.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's hit the last clan. Can you click on that by my mouse? Oh, there's that mouse.
Yeah.
Last clan within Ripcrest along the coastline in Cliffside is Zephyr Wing. The Zephyr Wings are swift and agile avians. They have slender, streamlined bodies and long feathered
Sorry.
feathered limbs, making them built for unparalleled speed and precision. Zephyr wings possess iridescent feathers that shimmer with hues of blues, purples, and silvers, allowing to blend seamlessly with the sky. They are adventurous and thrill seeking, embracing the freedom of flight and the beauty of nature. They embody a carefree and optimistic attitude, always seeking new heights and new challenges.
So, okay, one thing that I was thinking of when you were reading that. So we talked about in Zephyr Wing it says um, blues, purples, and silvers. So they're trying to like blend in with the sky. These guys are the more so like in the air, always little like acrobatic. Um, in the Marisol clan, we said that they have iridescent blues and greens to shimmering silvers and pearls. So maybe the
Mm,
silver should be kind of
too repetitive a little bit.
yeah, the silver should be reserved for Zephyrwing maybe because Zephyrwing's more of the sky. It's all about the sky there.
Okay, we'll keep the blues and pearls with the Marisol.
Yeah, so the Marisol,
We just remove the silvers.
yes,
There you
shimmering
go.
pearl. And but we need to incorporate more green into the Marisol because they're more ocean. So like the blues and greens
Mm,
for the ocean, and then the shimmering pearl. And then Zephyr Wing can have more of the blues, purples, and silvers. So that's kind of
good.
and that's what we're gonna try to do here. So like as we're talking through this stuff, we want to work with you guys and kind of hear from you guys and see like, okay, what would be cool here? What would be great for this Zephyr Wing clan? You know, it would be awesome if they did this, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you
these,
want to shout out to someone who helped us today or had some
yes,
insight?
yes. So, oh, I was gonna read the message. I can't get into it with the screen recording going right
Mm.
now. But my friend Lucas, longtime friend since like kindergarten, um, he reached out today after watching the video, the first video, the hour-long video. He watched the whole thing, he said. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Lucas. He was talking about he was giving some good feedback and some of the things he brought up was after listening to the things that inspired me and Fletcher for Avian, he was like one of the things that's cool that he really thinks is awesome is like the color wheel and Magic the Gathering. And so Lucas and I used to play Magic together, MTG, in high school, and that was something I hadn't even considered. So in that there's like allied colors and rivalry colors and types and things like that. And when you combine certain colors and energies and things like that, it just there's a bunch of different competitive strategies and
Mm.
stuff like that. But
Then he also kind of brought on like how the audience can kind of take on their own unique way of like viewing Avian, maybe associating themselves to like different is it characters and kind of adding their own spin. I don't know how like customizable we can make it in the future.
yeah, like being able to like look up on the website, searching by clan, searching by class, and even he said searching by weapon, which would be really sick. And you can kind of just pick out whatever fit you want on Avian to kind of match whatever you categorize yourself as because he was saying that people like to categorize themselves and I think that's awesome. I think people like to identify with things that they relate to and that's something that we want to provide in Avian.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an earthquake going on, bud, at your house? I see this.
Nah, I keep shaking my
I
leg.
know. I was like, you're over there shaking a leg, baby.
But yeah, so he's just an example of reaching out to us and giving his opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and um, that's always something that we want to take into consideration what other people think and like their ideas, and we'd love to like hear from you guys, and if you guys have any um, thoughts of what we're doing and want to add in what you think, what would be cool ideas or cool things to put on clothes, we'll always add that in and get you guys a little shout out as well. So we got a lot of good positive feedback from our first video and what we've been posting on social media about what we're doing. And so we're just super excited, motivated to keep going with this journey,
Mm-hmm.
and we're excited to keep you guys behind the scenes and along with the journey.
Strap in, just like we said. Buckle up. Okay, so anything else? So, okay, Fletcher talked about the background of Zephyr Wings, and I can talk more about the personality here. So they're known for their free-spirited, independent personalities. So they're very, very adventurous, very thrill-seeking, constantly seeking new heights and challenges. And they have a mischievous streak and possess a
Mm.
sense of playful curiosity. I like that a lot. They embody a carefree and optimistic attitude, embracing the winds of change and adapting effortlessly to new situations. So very adaptable.
Ooh,
Value
kind
personal.
of go with the wind.
Yeah, they go with the flow, nice and carefree. They find that they value personal freedom and have a deep appreciation for the beauty of nature, finding solace in the vast open skies and the breathtaking vistas of Ripcrest.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. I like those. So I think as I'm going back through these, Fletch, after we've created all the clans, going back to these are the first ones we created. These three were the very first ones. And I think right off the bat, we're gonna have to go back and kind of buff these guys because the rest of the clans we like gave special abilities to and like kind of made them.
Did we?
I think
Shoot.
I think you guys might. We'll see. By the end of this video, you guys can tell us. I think even in the next region, you'll see that the other people are probably more OP.
Let's see how OP we get, because we can always come back and buff.
Yeah. So you guys after this video come back and tell us, okay, hey, Marisong needs to have this ability that makes total sense, or Talonborn they need to have these strengths, but they need to be weak against this thing. Zephyr Wing, they're way too fast. You gotta nerf, something like that. Okay, you wanna move on to Feyleaf, bud?
All right, guys. Next, so then we're done with Ripcrest region. We're gonna head to Feyleaf,
Mm-hmm.
which is the lush forest that has a big mother tree in the center,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very in harmony with nature, and they have a lot of enchantment and magic associated to nature.
Mm-hmm.
So the first clan we're gonna hop right into is Swift Bloom. So swift blooms are a graceful and ethereal species of avians that dwell amidst the lush vegetation of Feyleaf.
Mm.
Their plumage glistens
Wait,
with vibrant
they're
color.
plumage, not plumage.
What does plumage mean?
Plumage is like either like the fruit plum, you got massive plumage out here in the bushes, or plumbing, like plumbing. Your toilet's got really clogged plumage.
Oh shoot!
There should be maybe another M in that. I can't remember if there's two or not.
So
Anyway,
how do you pronounce it?
plumage. Yeah,
All right. Their
that's funny.
their plumage glistens with vibrant colors, mimicking the blossoms of the most elusive flowers in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
They possess delicate, elongated wings that enable them to hover effortlessly, resembling the dance of hummingbirds as they flit among the blossoms. Swift blooms are adorned with iridescent feathers that shift in hue with the changing light, creating a mesmerizing spectacle of colors that enchant all who lay eyes upon them. Their most extraordinary ability lie in their connection with the flora. They are masterful healers and alchemists, using the collected nectar to craft potent remedies and elixirs that can mend wounds and cure ailments.
Why do they collect the nectar? That's what it sounded like.
What's the nucleus?
You have like a fun like reading voice. I need to start doing like a more fun reading voice. Yours all more intense than mine.
I know you can't rush the background with these juicers.
So juicy. So I think this is we're already kind of getting more, I think, unique and more like specialized than the ones in Ripcrest here, where um, it kind of makes sense that these swift plumes kind of resemble like hummingbirds. And one of the things that we're trying to figure out here is in this world of Etheria, are there like actual birds, like real species of birds that we have here on Earth? Like, are they the same there? And then are there
Mm,
avians? So I don't know if we want to include the word hummingbirds in this because it might just be, it might not be hummingbirds in Etheria, and that's something we gotta figure out. But one,
right, right.
but I do love the connection with Flora. That's cool. Makes sense because they're in Feyleaf, the Enchanted Forest. But it starts to talk about that a lot of them are masterful healers, masterful alchemists, which is potentially one of the what do they call it, classes that we're gonna talk about
Mm-hmm.
coming up here in a few episodes. But they use the nectar to craft potent remedies and elixirs, so I think that's sick. Mending wounds, curing ailments, things like that. So I think that's it's pretty cool. It's starting to kind of lean towards certain classes might be more likely to come from
More
certain clans.
favorable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why don't I just imagine a sick class like a berserker that uses like some of the ailment from the alchemist like on their fist and they get like life steal?
Those are some cool interactions that we gotta just
That's
keep in our
sick.
back pocket, but those are sick. And so, of course, swift blooms are spirited and vibrant, just like the blossoms that they're named after, and they possess a playful and curious nature, always eager to explore the lush beauty of a fey leaf. And so they're a little similar to the Zephyrwings in this aspect. They're quick, carefree, curious, but they also have a gentle and nurturing demeanor, often seen caring for the flora and the fauna. So they're nurturing the
Hmm.
flowers. So that's cool. Deeply connected to the harmony of the forest, and they strive to maintain a sense of balance in all aspects of life.
Also, Swiploons are known for their sharp intuition and keen senses, allowing them to sense changes in the forest's energies. That's kind of sick, dude, because like it's almost similar to Misthaven with the mist
Hmm.
and how the forest has its own energy and might sense danger in some parts of the forest, and the Swiploon are able to like react off that.
You remember that episode or that arc in Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the swamp tree, where the tree like Aang's like separated from all of his friends. They all have to like kind of find their way back, and they're seeing like mirages, I think. And like eventually, like Aang like puts his hand down on the tree. He's like able to see where everyone is because the tree's like showing him all the different.
Oh, like the roots and stuff, like all these little routes.
Yeah, yeah. I think that you just reminded me of that. I think that's sick.
Ah, dude, I forgot what show it was on Netflix, but it's kind of similar to the mother tree in Avatar. That like if the tree is hurt, like the the people living in the forest kind of feel pain, like because they're like associated to the tree, like they're like attached.
It's not Avatar: The Blue People. I guess there's a lot of
I
trees.
mean, I meant Avatar: The Blue People, like as an example. I don't know if like they felt that pain,
Hmm.
but there's this one like elf show that I watched a little bit,
I don't know.
and the tree was getting like cut and it was like bleeding, and they were like getting like hurt as well.
I think there's a Pokemon movie just like that too.
Why is our brand like that now?
Shoot. There's so many mother trees. It's just that's a mother load.
All right, let's get to the next clan within Feyleaf. So this next one is called Mossbound. Moss-bound avians are an intriguing sight, their plumage resembling the verdant mosses and ferns that blanket the forest floor. Their feathers exude a gentle glow, harmonizing with the luminescent flora of Feyleaf and illuminating their surroundings with a soothing radiance during the night. Moss-bound avians are adorned with intricate markings that resemble the patterns found on the oldest trees in the forest, evoking a sense of ancient wisdom.
Whoa.
With a deep-rooted connection to the plant life, moss-bound avians can communicate with the flora and harness their life force to promote growth and vitality in the forest. They have the unique ability to weave living vines and roots into their intricate structures, crafting shelters and bridges that meld seamlessly with the natural environment.
So one of the things that we wanted to incorporate in the Fay Leaf region is like cool tree houses, cool like lots of wooden structures. We like the idea of bridges over a bunch of like rivers and like lakes and stuff like that. And I think we had chat like incorporate that into this clan. And so this is kind of one of the first things you can see. Okay, this clan has the ability to kind of start to manipulate stuff with their powers, and I think that's pretty sick. And I think the what did it say? The intricate markings on there, like I'm imagining like these birds kind of have like feathers that look a little bit like wood, maybe a little bit like moss. That's like super ancient, like moss on stones a little bit, but you can like see like there's markings on them and makes it look
Like
all.
sick, like hieroglyphs
Yeah, I think that'll be sick.
that kind of like glow while they're like using power, you know?
Ooh. Take notes, take notes.
Noting, mental note. Oh,
So the moss-bound avians are stoic and deeply connected to the ancient spirits of the forest. Of course, they embody a sense of wisdom that comes from their close relationship with the flora and the passing of time in Fayleaf. So they're connected with time. Shoot. They
they've.
go ahead. What?
I was gonna say mossbound value tradition and knowledge, cherishing the stories passed down through generations.
That's sick. But they have an aura of strength and resilience as if they've weathered some storms of ages. So these guys are like pretty old, pretty wise.
If we're thinking League of Legends, I'm thinking some Galio action.
Oh shoot, I didn't even think about that
You
guy.
know what I'm saying?
Not Maokai?
Or I mean Malachi, but I get like that intense like bulkiness and like kind of thickness come from Galio.
Mm-hmm. So Galio is like a gargoyle type dude.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So these
Uh,
guys, what else do they do? They're known for their ability to communicate with the forest, understanding its needs and fostering growth and renewal. They're also skilled artisans, so they craft beautiful sculptures and artworks from the natural materials found in Fayleaf. Very protective of the homeland and serve as the forest caretakers, guiding younger avians and safeguarding the ancient wisdom that lies within the enchanted realm.
mm, they're just like super mature. is what I'm feeling.
You won't catch the moss-bound avians making any immature jokes around here.
You won't catch them lacking, dude. They're just like dialed in 100%.
Dialed in. Okay, so real quick,
All
like
right.
looking at the time here, we're at 29 minutes. So let's
Well,
should we do
let's just
three
no, let's just wrap up
regions?
here with the last clan and Fayleaf, and let's just talk after this last clan and Fayleaf, and let's see where we're at.
Well, if we do that, if we do two per episode right now, we'll have 5 total episodes of just the clans. Is that worth?
Well, we might go quicker some like another night.
True. Okay.
So the last clan here in Fayleaf is the Thorn Weaver. Thorn Weavers are avians adorned with feathers that evoke the thorns and brambles found in the heart of the forest. Their plumages is adorned with patterns resembling intricate, intertwining vines, and their wings possess subtle thorn-like projections that add an air of mystique to their appearance. Thornweavers exude an aura of elegance and strength, their presence evoking both awe and respect. These skilled manipulators of plant growth can control the direction and growth of thorns and vines, crafting natural barriers and traps to safeguard the forest. Thornweavers are the forest's guardians, using the abilities to ward off intruders and protect the precious ecosystem of Fayleaf.
Okay, I think all 3 of these have said that they're the forest guardians, so we might need to taper that back. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Mossbound should be like the forest guardians. Like I
Yeah, I
think
feel like Thornweaver and Swiftbloom, they kind of like Swiftbloom is kind of quick and agile. Mossbound's kind of thick and protective, and then Thornweavers are kind of like the warriors.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is like exactly with the same thing. So if anyone's gonna be a guardian of the forest, then it's gonna be Mossbound. But Thornweavers could be like the warriors of the forest, maybe. Okay.
Okay.
So Thornweavers are fierce and determined avians embodying the strength and resilience of the thorns and brambles that flourish within Fayleaf. They possess a fiery spirit and an unwavering sense of duty to protect their homeland from any threats. They have a strong sense of justice and fairness, often serving as mediators in conflicts within the forest. They're fiercely loyal to the community, forming close-knit bonds with their fellow inhabitants. And they have a practical and resourceful nature, using their abilities to craft natural berries and traps that we talked about. They're skilled strategists and always prepared for any potential dangers. But although they're warrior-like, they also have a tender side with deep appreciation for the beauty and balance of
Mm.
nature, and they often spend quiet moments in reflection and appreciation of the intricate tapestry of life in Fayleaf. So I'm imagining like these birds, these avians, are like able to like shoot thorns, like kind of like spikes, maybe
They
in
kind of
some.
like throw their wing a little bit,
Yeah,
and thorns kind of shoot out.
yeah. There's a Pokemon that has like it's
Kind of
able.
just like a wind of thorn around them.
Well, yeah, it's able to like it uses its wing and it like as a bow, and it like shoots these
Oh
like feather
shoot.
arrow things that are like leaves.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me that idea. I think that's sick.
That is sick.
But being able to okay, so Mossbound are the ones that use their powers to like build structures and like kind of cool like houses and infrastructure things like that. But the Thorn Weavers they use their thorn and the bramble abilities to kind of create barriers and like possibly weapons and things like that. So a little bit different, a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's a good 30-minute.
I yeah, this is a good stopping point. We went a little slower on this one. We had to like collect all our ideas. But this is kind of a little taste of the clans. So yeah, get excited for the other regions with all of their 3 clans.
So
And what are you gonna say?
so we went through Ripcrest and Fayleaf. Those are the first two regions that we created, first 6 clans that we created. I remember I was sitting in Fletcher's apartment there one time I visited, and we just cranked out. What did we say? So we have a little side note here. We have a page in our OneNote that talks about all the time we spent working on stuff. So we did Swiftbloom, Mossbound, Thornweaver, July 22nd, and we spent 5 hours coming up with those.
Mm-hmm.
5 hours. That was cool. That was sick. We changed and that same day we changed. We used so the clans that we have now used to be called species back then, but we like the idea of clan. It makes it feel like more like tight knit and not just like kind of cold and scientific. So
Mm-hmm.
we probably should be keeping up with these developer updates, but we haven't been doing it.
We just haven't noted our like videoing.
Yeah. Okay. It's just cool to look back and see what we did. So maybe we'll have to go back and see if we can pump it
We'll
up.
update that for sure.
Okay.
But our next episode will go over Snowgale and Luminia and the clans within them.
Maybe a tournament if we're lucky.
Maybe we'll probably toss an Eternum as well. So we'll get those 9 clans going. So stay tuned, boys.
If you guys have any suggestions or anything, leave some comments. We're posting these all over, and let us know if since we're not really showing anything on screen anymore, I think it could be cool to post these as like potential podcasts. I don't know if you guys listen to anything like podcasts. I'm starting to get into a couple of them myself, so it could be fun. We'll see.
Could be juicy.
Could be juicy juice. All right, bud. Good work.
All right, bud. Get some good sleep.
You too. You too. Good
All
night.
right, love you.
You. See you guys.